After nearly 5 days of cross-country driving, a convoy of hundreds of pro-pipeline supporters reached Ottawa today. They're protesting the federal government's energy and environmental policies. The lead organizer of the group says they want the feds to cut the carbon tax and scrap Bill C-69, which would overhaul Canada's environmental assessments of energy projects, and Bill C-48, which bans oil tankers from the northern coast of BC. But the protest has also attracted some anti-immigrant elements. The CBC's Salima Shivji has been tracking the convoy and joins me now with more. Hey, Salima. Nice to see you. Thanks for being with us. Tell us about the convoy's trip today and its presence in Ottawa. Did it manage to, I guess there are a lot of people there that wanted the attention of politicians. Did they manage to grab it?
That's right. Obviously, such a busy day for politicians. So yeah, they did park outside of Parliament Hill. There was a long line of trucks. They were quite noisy, quite a lot of honks from them. Not perhaps as much attention as they would have liked. You know, some Conservative MPs were there to speak with them. Shannon Stubbs, the critic for natural resources, was there and spoke quite briefly. Pierre Poilievre as well as Andrew Scheer, but a really short speech, I'd have to say, about 3 minutes long, really saying thank you for coming, thanks for the convoy, for showing up all the way from Alberta and taking the opportunity to attack the Liberal government for not doing enough on the pipeline file. Maxime Bernier from the People's Party of Canada also spoke with them, welcoming them to Parliament Hill to get their voices heard and have their ideas about wanting to have movement on pipelines and some relief for the oil and gas sector, to have that message out there. I'll have you listen to what Maxime Bernier had to say.
But first of all, I think that was a good idea for them to come here and protest, because this government does not understand the reality in Western Canada. You have always that when you're doing a protest on the Hill, you know. The most important is these people are hard-working Canadians and they came here because they care about this country. So that's the most important for me.
So there you hear it. He wanted to encourage them and talk about the difficulties facing Albertans, as well as some people from the Conservative Party. Because the messages are a little bit mixed in this convoy as well, it's a little bit more of a challenging message for the Liberal government. Also, it's unclear whether the people from the group actually even reached out to the Prime Minister's office to speak with them. I was not able to get a clear answer from them on that point. They said earlier, late last week, that they were going to do so, but did they? It's actually not clear to me, even though they were calling to speak to the Prime Minister. I did speak with Natural Resources Minister Amarjeet Sohi about this, about the fact that there are different messages sort of mixed into this, not solely on pipelines, but some talk about immigration policies as well. Here's what Amarjeet Sohi had to say.
You know, it's very unfortunate that the convoy that is here today, their message has drifted away from pipelines to issues that are not relevant to the discussion on pipelines. But we will continue to focus on the real issues that matter to Albertans, which is building the pipeline capacity that's so much necessary for us to get our resources to global markets.
So there you go, that message that the Liberal government is trying to get across, that they are listening to Albertans, and what they do say when they do speak with Albertans in that province and in Saskatchewan as well, that people are hearing that message, whether that's true or not. Hard to say, of course.
So you touched on it, but the sort of mixed messages in this convoy, specifically around immigration. Expand on that a bit.
Yeah. So at some of the protests, we have seen some signs calling for closed borders. The convoy was originally labeled the Yellow Vest Convoy back in December and early January. They did end up changing their name to United We-Roll and trying to distance themselves from those messages about immigration and whatnot. Really try to focus on pipelines and getting pipelines built and about the energy sector. And so it's kind of been a little bit of a shift into a different rhetoric, talking about wanting to limit immigration. And whether they've succeeded in really veering away from the messages and sticking to pipelines remains to be seen.
Okay, thank you so much, Salima.